Namaste and welcome. I'm here with my dear friend and colleague Marina, who's the head of my palm leaf Russia, but also a very experienced astrologer and tour guide to the sacred sites in India. She's also many other things, an experienced yoga meditation teacher, translator, and a whole abundant well of wisdom. And we're going to have a conversation. And we're going to have a conversation about the Navagraha pilgrimage. That's a pilgrimage to the temples of the 9 planets in the south of India that we've done 2 times together already, and that you, Marina, have done many times already. Is that right?
Yes. Namaste, everyone, and namaste, Stephan. Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. Yes, I was very lucky to do this pilgrimage, I think maybe 8 times or even more already. And every time it was something like unforgettable and very, very significant in my life.
Yes, and we decided to open this opportunity to come to this Navagraha pilgrimage to also other people who might feel the calling to join us there, because it's very complementary to our work with the palm leaves. Maybe you can share a little bit about how the Navagraha temples and the palm leaves are connected.
Palm leaves is like ancient prediction system, which is based on Nadi astrology. It's very much connected to Vedic astrology, Jyotish. And in Vedic astrology, we have 9 planets, Navagrahas, which are connected to different areas of our life and which are like kind of ruling our karmas and giving us results of our karmas. So we are going to visit all 9 temples, which is every one temple is dedicated to one of these Navagrahas, one of 9 planets. And in this way, we can purify even more our karma connected to each and every planet, and also to get blessings of each graha.
But I think it's very important to mention that while Vedic astrology and the palm leaves are related, they're also 2 different things.
Yes.
And that the palm leaf readings are not astrological predictions, but that astrological vocabulary is used in the palm leaves that were written, according to the legend, by the ancient rishis. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Good, just to avoid confusion about this. And when we went to these group of temples twice, each time it was a really powerful experience for me, and I could really feel the different effects that it had on my being according to each temple that we were visiting. Maybe can you explain a little bit more about explain a bit more about what's the effect of coming to such a pilgrimage? What's the effect if we connect with these different planets?
So this is very significant pilgrimage, and it's called Navagraha Yatra. And it is very important to visit every temple of these planets. For example, we can tell that in my birth chart, Mars is not beneficial for me and Moon is beneficial for me. But still, it is very important to visit all 9 temples. In this way, we can balance some negative influences and energies which we have. And also we can get even more blessings from the planets which are already quite favorable for us. And every planet is responsible for different areas of our life. And sometimes we are facing many problems and we can't solve them, whatever we try. And when you visit these temples, they are like portals, which help us to connect directly to different planets and to ask for their guidance, to ask for their blessings. And in this way, we can remove our karma very effectively. Like I told that I did this pilgrimage already quite many times. And every time I could feel very like significant changes in my life. And every time it was like some very like I'm carrying some luggage of something like emotional luggage or karmic luggage. And after this pilgrimages, it's like getting released. I feel so free, so flexible. And also before there could be many blockages in my life in different areas. And after these pilgrimages, I can notice how slowly I'm getting more and more opportunities, and my life journey is getting more and more smoothly.
I also had this experience in both of these journeys. I often see the Navagrahas, the 9 planets, as like the agents of karma. They're like the
Yeah.
first physical representation of karma, and their influence that's determined by their position at the moment when we are born in our life has such a powerful impact on our life, basically every single day, even though we don't notice it. We can't see it, smell it, feel it, but it's there every single moment. And when I realized that, I understood that visiting these temples and connecting with the Navagrahas can really solve or transform issues at the root cause in our life. Because basically everything that we experience in our life is ultimately based on karma, right? Every problem, every blockage is based on karma. And working with the Navagrahas is kind of helps us to remove and transform these blockages at the very core of their karmic source. Would you agree with that?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. In every temple, we do different rituals, different pujas, and this is very effective way to release our karmic blockages and to change also our imprints which are in our subconscious mind, and in this way to change our behavior, actions, and so on.
And you're in beautiful Bali right now, and I see it's already getting a little bit dark, so we're gonna take it short before the night arrives. I'm still in sunny Germany. But I think it's very important for people to know that visiting these temples is not a holiday to take pictures. It's not a wellness journey, but it's a very, very intense spiritual practice that needs a lot of dedication and awareness that this is a very powerful process.
Yes.
And maybe you can speak a little bit about the intensity of the journey, what to expect about that.
Yes, true. It's very intense because during 3 days we visit all 9 temples, and every temple has very strong energy, and energies are very, very different. So it has very powerful influence on our being, on our karma, and many people experience that there are different emotions starting to release, or some memories are coming up, and it's very intense cleaning process. So it requires lots of courage, strength, and also ability to observe these reactions and not to react on them. And of course, it is a very traditional Indian place, and it is very intense environment there. It's like it can be also quite difficult because of different climate, food, lots of hectic, and also lots of noise. So for this, you need to have really strong intention that this is not holiday, but this is something which I'm doing to release my karma, and which will be helpful not only for me, but also for my ancestors and my family.
Thank you. It's a very important point. Great. So we just now changed location so people can actually see you better. It's already getting dark. And you mentioned a very important point about the ancestors, because working with karma, it's not only affecting our own life, but it's also affecting the people close to us. No? It also has a beneficial impact on our direct blood family, on our partners, if we have on our children, but also it goes back to generations and also helps us to clear ancestor karma that has so much impact on our life as well. Maybe you can speak a little bit more about the relationship between karma, our ancestors, and our direct family, how all of this is related.
Yeah, this is very important topic, and we are coming to particular family, not just by chance, but there are many reasons for that. So it is like karma which attracts us to particular family and to particular country, circumstances in which we will be born. And if you know a little bit about Vedic astrology, for example, in Vedic astrology, there are such terms like Pitri dosha, which is connected to some ancestor blocks. And if you have this Pitri dosha, if your ancestors did something wrong, or their soul hasn't attained peace yet, so it can influence future generations badly. Can be different problems like financial problems, health problems, family problems, no children, and so on. In India, it is very, very important. Like Indians, they do every year special rituals for ancestors. There is even special time, Pitru Paksha, usually in September, to help our ancestors. And in this way, we can get also blessings from our ancestors. And when we are performing all these rituals in Navagraha temples, in this way, we also are clearing our ancestral karma and helping souls of our departed relatives.
Because these temples are basically portals that connect us directly with the Navagrahas, with the 9 planets, and can directly bring their blessing and support into our life. And as we are very complex energetic beings, as you just described, these effects are also reaching our ancestors, our family, and so forth. And this was very tangible for me also when we visited the temples the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we already spoke about the intensity of the pilgrimage, and I think this is something that we really want to mention again, because it's also important for us as we're leading the pilgrimage, because we want to invite people, first of all, who feel a calling to come, but also people who understand how important, how powerful this journey is, and who take responsibility for the experience and for the group experience as well. Because we want to invite you to this shared spiritual journey that the Navagraha pilgrimage is. It's not an all-inclusive holiday where a service is provided for you, but you are the people who might want to come, are very active part of this group. And it's very important to come with this attitude of, I take responsibility for my experience. I take responsibility for my group. I'm here to support each other and also to receive the support from each other. I really wanted to mention that because I think it's really important for us, right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yes. And
I just wanted to mention that, of course, we are trying to make this pilgrimage for you as much comfortable as possible. And we're also helping you to go through all these processes, emotional cleansing, and so on, also as much harmonious as possible. Yes.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes, that's very important. During a pilgrimage, we are fully there to support everyone, but it's important that everyone is also there to support themselves and to support each other.
Yes.
And last year, we did something very, very special that was very powerful and beautiful. So we decided to do it again. We decided to offer the pilgrimage also virtually. So for someone who really feels a call to connect with the Navagrahas, but who cannot attend the pilgrimage in person, we are offering the opportunity to have pujas, ceremonies performed for them in their name at each of the temples. Maybe you can speak a little bit more about that, because I really loved how that turned out last year.
Yes, it is very beautiful process for those people who can't afford coming to India. And we are creating groups in Telegram, in WhatsApp, where we are posting pictures and videos, and also description of different temples and what is significance of these temples. And in every temple, we are doing puja, on behalf of you. We are giving your details, your name, surname, your birth star, and important astrological information to priest, to Brahmin, who is chanting your personal information and also doing special ritual, special puja for you. So it is like, although you are not present there physically, but for energy, there is no distance, and you are getting these benefits directly. And many people could also feel that they are getting these blessings and lots of support in their life. And also they could notice positive changes in their life. And one more interesting thing, because I'm doing it already since a few years, there were people who, like maybe 4 years back, they were also doing this online with us, online pilgrimage. But then very soon, maybe in 1-2 years, they actually were coming to India and were visiting these temples already personally, because this, subtle karmic link was already established, this connection was established, and this energy was guiding people further and further. So it's very beautiful to see how people's life changed through this process.
Yes. And it was very touching not only to hear the feedback from the people that we took with us virtually on this pilgrimage, but also to feel it. Like when I heard the priest chant the names of all the people that have asked us to do it for them, or the names of my parents, my family, I could really feel a very powerful effect happening right in that very moment.
Yeah, and also on behalf of you, we are getting special, like prasad, it's called. We are getting flowers, fruits, and different items for puja to be performed. So it is something really beautiful.
Yes. With that, we look very forward to go on this pilgrimage together, and also to go with everyone who is supposed to be there, because that's really not something that people decide randomly. Whoever comes on this pilgrimage already has some kind of karma that's leading them into that direction, that they can connect with the Navagraha, that they can clear that karma. And it's probably people that we already have an energetic connection with as well. So we look very forward to meet you, and we might already know each other from some past life or from some previous spiritual work together.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we're looking forward to see you in India.
And thank you, Marina. I look very forward also to be in this journey again with you.
Thank you, Stephan. I look also forward.